Culture by Kiyowomi, smaller creator. Yeah, but let's check this out.
Do you know Touhou? Even if you may not be familiar with the name of the
Yeah,
franchise,
everyone knows Touhou. It's the Touhou effect, I swear. You will go your whole life never seeing Touhou, but then once you're aware, it's everywhere. It's everywhere! Cause it's always been there, you just didn't know! You just didn't know!
I bet that you still know at least one meme or impact on the internet that originated from Touhou. Whether it's the games, animations, memes, or this. I can assure you that in your lifetime you've seen something Touhou related, and will continue to in the future. First, let's go over what Touhou even is.
What is a
Touhou, also known as Touhou Project, is a game series developed by Junya Ota, or more commonly referred to as Zun. Zun was born in Nagano, Japan on March 18th, 1997. His first experience with video games was with Game & Watch and arcade games when he was 5 years old. As he grew older, he played many more games, but the ones that left the biggest impact on him were Sun Sun, Super Mario Bros, and Street Fighter 2. In his high school years, he was in the orchestra club because he had an interest in music, and he wanted to make music for video games.
I don't know much about Zun, so this is interesting.
He didn't know anyone who actually developed games, so he just decided to make his own games. Yeah, I'm not joking, that's literally what the Wikipedia says. This guy's just such a giga Chad among us.
He's a Chad, just make his own games. I don't know if they're gonna get into this, but pretty much this guy said, I want to make games. He sat there and made the game, made all the art himself, made all the music himself, made everything. So that's why some of the sprites are a bit scuffed at first, like in the original games, or the first ones. But they have a charm. They're cute. I like them.
Created the first Touhou game in 1995 and released it in 1997 for PC-98 computers. This was the game known as Touhou Highly Responsive Prayers, also known as Touhou 1. Zun did also develop a few other games before Touhou, but they were never released to the public and are potentially lost.
But they didn't have my armpit and thigh.
Now, Touhou is a shoot-'em-up bullet hell game, and has looked practically the same for every game, except for the first one, that is. Highly Responsive to Prayers was still a game about dodging bullets, but instead of fighting enemies, you had to play with balls. The second Touhou game, Story of Eastern Wonderland, was released the same year, with the gameplay format that paved the way for every new game going forward. After the fifth game,
I'm really bad at bullet hells, which makes me so mad because I love Touhou so much. I want to play the games, but on easy mode, it's kind of mean, and I can't beat it on normal. I've been stuck on Scarlet Devil Mansion for quite a long time.
To work on stuff outside of Touhou.
That's the first game you're supposed to play. But I've seen gameplay. I know the lore.
Such as developing
I don't need to be mechanically good. Don't bully me.
In 2001, he returned to developing Touhou games under his one-man doujin circle, now renamed to Team Shanghai Alice, which was formerly known as Zunsoft. His return in 2001 marked the end of the PC-98 era and the beginning of the Windows era.
If you don't play it on hard, you can't read the whole story.
Microsoft Windows instead of PC-98 computers represents a clean state for the canon of the
Before I even had a PC, what I would do on YouTube, I would just watch people play Touhou, because it's crazy. Like, the super extreme patterns. I don't get how they do it. It's insane to watch.
Just so you know, I'm not going to go too much into the lore of the games, because that's a whole other topic that I want to know about the gay women. In 2002, Zun releases Touhou 6, Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, where he would then release a Touhou game every year. Well, actually, I kinda lied. He missed a couple years, but I'll let it slide, since he makes everything all by himself.
Touhou's music. We
As I mentioned, in video games, and only really made Touhou games to share this music, which is why
Oh, my kitty cat flopped over on the desk. You are so cute. You are so cute. Oh, you're just a precious baby. Okay, back to the video. Sorry, Miss Kitty. We gotta get back to the Touhouing.
Every single piece of music in this franchise is god tier. Some astute viewers may have noticed that music in the background of this video is all from Touhou. The music in Touhou.
You guys don't know a lot of the music I use on stream for my alerts and everything is all Touhou music. And a lot of my custom background music is inspired by Touhou.
With how iconic a lot of the tracks are, you've most likely heard of some of the most popular pieces from Touhou. You might have heard of Bad Apple, Flowery Nights, You and Owen Was Her.
You and Owen Was Her is my favorite.
Or one of
No, the cool thing about Touhou is, what's the word for it? Public domain, where anyone can use it. Anyone can use it and remix it and do whatever they want. He's probably gonna get into this here, but that's what makes the community so amazing. There's so much fan content. It's literally infinite.
The many other massively beloved songs from the franchise. A lot of the time, fans take a song from Touhou and turn it into something that stands on its own, while still keeping the core element of the Touhou style, just like they did with the previously mentioned songs, which I'll go into more detail about later in the video. Touhou's style is actually so unique and beloved that people make covers of songs in the Touhou style.
You actually own the first game when it came out? You own the first Touhou game? Your dad got a copy? That's crazy. Who is your father? What? That's crazy. That's so cool.
I know what you're probably thinking. Wait,
he was in the army.
Game?
He was in the
I didn't even know
Touhou
that.
army.
Well, if you were, then don't worry, because you're not alone. This is largely due to our next topic, fan creations.
Here we
Many
go.
fans
This is what I was
didn't discover
getting
Touhou from official content, but rather the vast sea of fan-made content. Now, why and how is fan content so prevalent for Touhou? Well, Zune is very lenient with the copyright of Touhou, simply because it's mutually beneficial for all parties involved. Zune benefits by having the Touhou empire grow, content creators benefit by creating and sharing the works based on Touhou, and fans benefit by getting more content of their beloved franchise. Zune only has 9 rules for creating works based on Touhou.
I didn't know there was rules.
Which are as followed.
Oh, he's gonna read
Number 1. Game data other than screenshots is forbidden. Of course, he doesn't want you directly ripping code from the games.
Oh, you can't just take
Number
the
2.
code.
If you need data other than screenshots, please make them yourself. Kind of the same thing as the first rule.
The same thing.
Just don't steal anything. Number 3. Content that includes inflammatory material or copyright owners is forbidden. This is another obvious one. Just don't talk shit using Touhou's name.
Don't talk
Number
shit.
4 and number 5. If possible, please attribute us. Brackets recommended. And if possible, please include our contact information in the colophon. Also recommended. These 2 rules aren't even required, but if you want to create fan content, you should probably let the consumer know who originally created the series. Number 6. Please do not mistake the names of the games or the characters. Another simple request. Just don't change the characters' names. Number 7.
I guess that makes sense.
Do not reproduce or reprint ending material, including the text. Zune just doesn't want you to spoil the game's endings. Number 8.
That's so wholesome! He's trying to protect from spoilers? What the fuck? Why is this so cool?
For the commercial production and derivative material, or mass circulation of derivative material outside of doujin shops, you should seek my permission. Obviously, Zune's permission, not fucking me. To publish on commercial magazines and books, you must notify me. Again, Zune, not me. In brackets, you do not need to do so for magazines that describe doujin and derivatives. So if you're going to make commercial products, then you have to ask him beforehand. Obviously, this is mostly for big companies who want to make licensed material of Touhou.
Yeah, okay, like plushies. Okay, that
if you did not satisfy the above conditions, but received my permission, please make it clear that you have received my permission. Now you understand how relaxed Zune is with the production of Touhou fanworks, which is how it got so big on the internet in the first place. Little did Zune know, encouraging fan creations based on Touhou would let it become one of the biggest and most beloved franchises on the internet.
It's never ending because we have source material, and then with that source material, the original fans are like, okay, we can do whatever the hell we want with this. So they make content, and then people discover the fan stuff, and they're like, what is this? What is this music? What is it from? And they discover, oh, it's Touhou! And then they make stuff, and it just keeps going and going and going, and it's never ending. I genuinely do not think Touhou will ever die. There's always new wave fans. It's so cool. It's so cool.
Millions of fans grow up with and have fond memories of this truly one-of-a-kind franchise. Let's begin with Fumos. You've probably seen these funky...
Once I was sent on a mission. I was at an anime convention, and Mr. Scott the Waz was there, and there's someone running around with a Fumo. There's someone running around with a Fumo, looking for Scott the Waz to sign their Fumo. They're like, I'm only here today, I need it! I need it! And then I talked to him, like, well, I'm gonna be here all days of the con. I can try and get it for you. And I'm like, okay, I didn't even know who Scott the Waz was at this time. Like, I can do it. So I sent the whole con trying to hunt down Scott the Waz to get them to sign the top of a Fumo. And it never happened. I was so close. He was just in my grasp. And then his like security bodyguard were like, he's yeah, so it never got signed. Unfortunate.
Little plushies online and wondered, what's the deal with them? Fumos, or just Fumos, are a line of plushies based on Touhou, designed by the Doujin Circle Angel type and produced by the company Gift. The first Fumos were sold in 2008 at Comiket 74, and they were of the two main characters in Touhou, Reimu and Marisa. The style for Fumos comes from Inusakya, a doujin manga series by Angel type, which had a plush that predates the Reimu and Marisa Fumos, so it could be said that this was the real first Fumo. Inusakya is just Sakuya, but with dog ears and a dog tail, because she got that dog in her.
She got that dog in her.
She got that dog in her.
Oh no.
She got that dog. If you want to get the original Inusakya
White woman! Oh. Original Sakuya.
Fumo, you're going to have to pay upwards of 600 sweet American freedom dollars. And hell, I'm not even sure if these are the original ones from the 2000s.
What Fumos do I have? I have Reimu, Marisa, Raisin. I had Patchy, but I sold her. I have a fake Yomu. Well, that's before they did the re-releases. I'm like, I just want a cute little Yomu plushie. I probably shouldn't, but I'm not giving my money to scalpers. That's even worse. And then I also, I don't think I had the Scarlet Sisters. I thought I did. And I also have Sakuya.
More and more Fumos
the money never
ends.
ends.
Touhou characters 1 to 2 times a year.
Aya,
but making more Fumos
really
just doesn't suffice. They need to go bigger. Literally. Angel Type and Gift released the monsters.
I love the massive Fumos. They're so funny.
These Deca Fumos are just Fumos,
I want
but
to raise in their
gigantic, colossal, gargantuan, and yeah, you get the idea. They would release for about 30,000 yen, or 200 freedom dollars. But if you wanted to get one secondhand nowadays, after it sold out, you're pretty much fucked. If you thought that
they've re-released them recently. I think it was going for like $500.
Fumo was expensive, you're gonna shit your britches once you hear the price of the Deca Fumos. But before I reveal the prices of the Deca Fumos, let's take a look at normal Fumos that go on the secondhand market. Normally they go for around 6,000 yen during pre-order periods, not including shipping.
It's like 40 bucks.
Alright, so as you can see here, I'm not too sure which ones are bootlegs and which ones are authentic, but you can see this one is $300.
Yeah, I remember I wanted a Raisin plush, but I didn't want to spend 200. And then right after they released the 2.0s, I think it's 2.0, 3.0.
You can just see how much they cost. Now that you know how expensive regular Fumos can be, let's take a look at the Deca Fumos. Wow, so as you can see, this one is $1,500. This one is $1,000. This one is $650.
Yomu is only $400. Yo, chat. I mean, you could give me a small donation of $440 so I can get Deca Yomu.
$100. This one is $2,000.
Chat, you can hear me out. You can give me a small donation. Okay, maybe a moderately sized donation of $999 so I can get flan Deca Fumo.
In dollars. Due to the insane prices that people resell Fumos at, lots of bootlegs have popped up on sites like...
Yeah, honestly, with Fumos and... Fumos, the whole thing makes me kind of mad. Because a lot of people who buy them and scalp them don't even like the characters. They don't like Touhou. It just became funny internet plush. Look, funny Fumo. Bitch! No, and then the supply and demand shit. I don't even blame bootlegs because so many scalpers will get them. They'll sell it for crazy prices, and when you support that, it's gonna keep happening. It's gonna keep happening. So I think buy them officially, and get them when they release. They're doing new ones, or if you just want a cute little plushie, maybe get a bootleg if you don't care. I know that's shitty, I know it's bad, but it's better than supporting evil people trying to ruin the fun for everyone.
eBay, Amazon, and AliExpress. Although I'm not advocating for buying bootleg products, I do think it's a good alternative for people who don't want to spend their grocery funds on Fumos. The only downside, if you can even call it that, is that the bootleg ones look slightly autistic. I actually own 2 bootleg Fumos, and they actually don't look that bad.
Yeah, the bootlegs, at least the newer bootlegs, don't look that bad. The Yomu one looks almost 1-to-1. It's just the stitching and quality isn't as good.
Wait,
holy
shit,
thank you, Autistic Reimu, I love you!
Or else she'll break into your house and fuck. Now that you know a bit of what Fumos are, let's answer the question of why they're so
honestly,
mean.
I need an autistic Fumo.
Just look at them. They're goofy as fuck. But I'm sure you want to
They
know
are
the story of
goofy as fuck.
Fumo memes, so let's get into it. Whether it's a Fumo getting deep fried, getting 200 pumped, being in a car
I don't know why I wasn't. It's not a car accident. I have not seen all
so
these.
mean.
Wait, go back.
Well,
I
just look
wasn't
at them.
expecting
They're
the
goofy as
deep
fuck,
fried.
but I'm sure you
Oh
want to
my
know the story
god.
of Fumo memes,
They deep
so
fried her
let's get
ass.
into it.
That's crazy.
Whether it's a Fumo getting deep fried, getting
Holy
200
shit.
pumped, being in a car accident,
The car
or getting 200
accident!
pumped you, I'm sure you've seen something ludicrous
Oh
about
my
Fumos.
god. Toho fans are either the most gay, autistic, or racist, or all of the above people.
Fumos were always a niche piece of merchandise for hardcore Toho fans, but in 2018, everything changed
Exactly.
for Fumo culture. The beginning of Toho memes is largely credited
People
to
just
Yu
bought
Memory
them for
and their video
memes, which-
titled Toho Fumo
I don't think gatekeeping's good. If you like something, buy it. You don't need to know where it's from, but it kind of sucks when it was already such a hard thing to get.
was one. Reimu encounters an easygoing egoist. These videos reached widely across the internet, surpassing just Toho.
Does Fumo really fry that rice? That's what I'm saying.
Pretty enjoyable to anyone, especially out of context.
Yeah,
Fumo popularity
cool.
has skyrocketed in the following years, and still have a cult to this day.
Ah! They're gonna get into YTVs?
You and Owen Was Her is the theme song for the boss fight of Flandre Scarlet in Toho 6,
You and
the
Owen Was Her.
embodiment of Scarlet Devil. Remixes of Toho songs were and are very important in the community. For example, Flower Nights and its incredibly famous remix named Night of Nights, also known as Night of Nights. You and Owen Was Her and the other Toho remixes gained traction around the peak of Nico Nico Doga's popularity, which means that it got picked up by the MAD community. On December 5th, 2007, a Nico Nico user by the name of Hidoden uploaded a MAD video parodying
Yeah,
a
the
McDonald's
McDonald's
commercial
one. That was the
named
classic.
onto the site called Yuen Donarudo wa
Yuen
Karena no
Donarudo.
Ka, which in English I guess would translate to something like Yuen Donald was him. If you're wondering why
Yuen
it's
Donald
Donald
was
instead of
him.
Ronald, it's just because in Japan, Ronald McDonald is called Donald McDonald due to the fact
Donald
that
McDonald.
Ronald would be hard to pronounce for some people in the Japanese language. And Ronald
Ronald.
McDonald sounds too similar to the 19th century English teacher
Wow.
named Ranald MacDonald,
Who are
who was
you,
considered
sir?
to be the first English teacher in Japan.
First English teacher,
Anyways,
get out of
this
here.
video inspired another Nico Nico user to make a more insane version of the original MAD.
Oh
The
god.
original is now deleted on Nico Nico, but before it met that fate, a user by the name of Mr. Horseshoe uploads it
Mr.
onto
Horseshoe.
YouTube under the name Ronald McDonald Insanity. Little did he know, Mr. Horseshoe would be one of the biggest contributing factors in spreading
Thank
Toho
you,
into
Mr.
the West.
Horseshoe, for
Shortly after it
spreading
was
the word.
uploaded, the video gained traction by an audience outside of Japan, witnessing a spectacle from the Japanese side of the internet. Most of these viewers didn't know anything about Toho, but they would after realizing that the music in this video is actually good, which leads
It's
them to
good,
find the
it's
source
banger.
material. Some Western news outlets at the time even wrote articles about its fascinating but unsettling nature, with it being called, quote, one of the most disturbing YouTube videos of all time, which just adds to its insanity.
How's it disturbing?
And to be
It's
honest, I
awesome.
don't blame them. Having a video of a clown, which are seen as creepy in the West, in a seizure-inducing video, is pretty disturbing at a time where the Western internet
Wow.
couldn't even fathom something as brain-rotted as this. Ronald McDonald Insanity would become a meme on the Western internet, with people making their own remixes of the Rananu commercial,
Oh
or
my
making
god,
remixes
yeah,
of
the
various
YouTube
random
poop. I miss
videos,
YouTube
with You and
poops.
Owen Was Her. Around the time that
When?
Ronald McDonald
I don't, early internet, when I'd watch YouTube poops, I didn't know what YouTube poops were. So I'm like, oh, just funny internet videos. And then like now, I'm like, oh, they're YouTube poops. So
Insanity
I
was
realized I
uploaded,
recognized a
another
lot more
YouTube
than I
user
thought
had
I
this,
did.
but under a different title. Their video was called McRolled, which became its own meme in the roll genre. If you don't know what roll memes are, some other famous examples are Duck Rolled and... Today, Ronald McDonald Insanity sits at over 20 million views and serves as one of the
Toho
biggest
saved my
contributing
life.
factors in bringing Toho to a Western audience. That apple, arguably the biggest meme to come out of
Everyone
Toho.
and on,
But
I continue circling
that
with
apple
nothing
started
but
off as another one of
my
Zoom's
cares.
pieces in
All I
Toho,
getting.
specifically Toho 4, Lotus Land Story.
Touhou
People liked this
4.
piece, but it didn't become an internet phenomenon. That is until a remix dropped. On May 20th, 2007, the Dojin group Austromeria Records released a remix of Zoon's original Bad Apple. This is
Bad
unlike anything the
Apple.
Toho community had seen at the time, because it wasn't just a remix,
Touhou.
it was a full song with a vocalist. This remix, by the way, is barely even a remix in my opinion, and more of a song inspired by the original Bad Apple. Because the two songs only resemble each other for about 20 seconds into the original, then the remix diverges basically into its own original song, while still having the feeling of Zoon's
It
Bad
still
Apple.
has the
On
Touhou
June 8th,
feel.
2008, a Nico Nico
Yeah,
user
whenever you hear
uploaded a
Touhou
storyboard
music, you just know it's
requesting other Nico
Touhou.
Nico
And that's what
users
makes
to
it so
animate
good.
The storyboard is pretty scuffed, with most things being just words. But many Nico
Touhou
Nico
people
users
just
took up
listen
the
to the
challenge of
same
animating
like
it
songs
themselves.
over and over,
But
just
about
slightly
a year
different.
later, on October 26, 2009, a Nico Nico user named Anira posted their fully black and white animation of Bad Apple. This was made with 3D models and has some of the smoothest transitions I've ever seen in any piece of media. And because there's no particular art style since it's just one color or another, the animation ages like fine wine and still holds up to this day. On the same day it was posted on Nico Nico, it was also re-uploaded onto YouTube many times, and the most popular has almost 100 million views today. On Nico Nico, it was apparently the first video on the entire website to reach 10 million, and it stands at over 30 million today. Now you might be wondering why Bad Apple was a meme. Well, remember what I said about the music video being only in black and white? Well, having two colors means that it's really easy to play the animation on anything.
Everywhere.
And I mean anything. There's even a rule on the internet dedicated to Bad Apple.
Rule
which
86.
reads, if it exists, you can play Bad Apple on it.
That's
and
so
if you don't know
real.
what the rules of the internet are, I'm sure you've at least heard of the 34th one. The first video I can find of someone playing Bad Apple in an unusual way is this video uploaded less than a week after of a YouTube user playing Bad Apple with lasers. One of these Bad Apple parodies was a stop-motion animation video made by the Nico Nico user Shigeru. This was one of the biggest Bad Apple parody videos, but the creator could have never expected that it would get featured on the huge American news network CNN. In this news segment, they talk about the virality of Bad Apple and proceed to show the stop-motion video by Shigeru, claiming that that's how they created it, which is obviously misinformation. Over the years, Bad Apple would continue getting parodies, covers, and all sorts of other fan videos, but it would slowly begin to decline in popularity.
Do you guys know the Nightcore version? Oh my god, let me pull this up, This is the one that lives in my mind. And I continue circling with nothing but my head and a carousel of agony till slowly I forget.
Until October 10th, 2020, when Minecraft YouTuber Trey uploaded a video of Bad Apple being played on Minecraft Sheep. This video quickly went viral.
How the hell did they do that? Wait, what? Now I want to see that. Bad Apple Minecraft Sheep. Maybe it's a dream. How did they orchestrate this? Oh, I guess they would just dye them, but the sheep would move around is the thing. How do they do this? Oh, you can see a few sheep that would like wander in. That's crazy. Command blocks?
Resurgence of Bad Apple memes online. And that's basically where the meme stands at now. A perpetually undying meme with a beautiful history. But that's not the end of the Bad Apple segment.
That's not the end of the Bad Apple segment.
Because we have some lost media to talk about. You see, after Bad Apple went viral, the original Dojin group and the singer of Bad Apple, Nomiko, would do live performances of the song. And a lot of them had the viral animation playing in the background. But since the viral Bad Apple was actually a slightly cut down version, and they obviously wanted to perform the whole song, there was an extended version of the animation for the concert. It's unknown if they contacted the original creator to make it for them, or if it already existed, or if it was made by a third.
Have you guys ever noticed the weird connection between Touhou fans, Whole Live fans, and Blue Archive fans? There's something about having a bunch of only women, like things with only women in it, that are all gay. And here's the thing, I like them all too, so I'm just living proof of it. I don't understand, but it's all kind of banger. I think it's because it's all so unlimited, because there's so much fan creation from all of it. And with Whole Live, it's all just streamers. So many girls, you get to pick what you like. There's something for everyone in all of it.
Party, but it was only shown a few times, and audiences were not allowed to record how accurate these are, considering these concerts were over a decade ago, and not too many people attended them. We've never gotten any official comment, and probably never will. Personally, Bad Apple is my single favorite internet meme of all time, with its complex history, longevity, the fact that it never gets old, and for it just being a banger song at the end of the day.
Maybe it's a dream, maybe. Who is this idiot?
Cerno is probably one of, if not the most memed character from the Touhou series. People often say her name in different ways, the most common being
she's the snow fairy, Cherry Moo. I love Cherry Moo.
Surno, Cyrno, and Chirno. Her name in Japanese is Chiruno, but personally I say Surno or Cyrno. And her name's origin was never revealed by Zune, but it's speculated that it comes from the English word chill, written in Japanese. So if that's the case, her name would probably be pronounced something like Chillno in English. Her first appearance was as a boss for Stage 2 of Embodiment of Scarlet Devil. She's known to be the strongest fairy in Touhou, but in the universe of Touhou, fairies are usually weak, which causes her to be overconfident in her strength and makes her look idiotic and goofy.
Stupid baby!
This is 9-ball, but what significance does this one-digit number enclosed in a circle have with Cyrno? In Phantasmagoria of Flower View, there's a manual showing the player how to play the game, labeling each part of the interface. The first 8 seem very normal, with them labeling things like your score and other game mechanics. But when you get to the 9th entry on the list, it simply just says Baka, which means that Zune officially recognizes Cyrno as an idiot. Now the 9-ball, or just the number 9 in general, is associated with Cyrno, and sometimes fans refer to her as an idiot rather than using her name.
Baka. Oh my gosh, I love the flash mob dancing Touhou videos. There's so many good ones.
Of Scarlet Devil. This song was released in its album on November 2nd, 2008, along with its own animated music video. This song helped grow the perception of Cyrno as a goofy and dense character, especially with the chant of the word baka in the background. After its release, it racked up over 1 million views in about 2 weeks. As with all viral videos on Nico Nico at the time, people would start creating an endless amount of mad videos. One of the biggest references to Cyrno's perfect math class in recent times is in 2022, where one of the biggest YouTubers on the platform, Penguin Zero, also known as Moist Critical, for the rhythm game Osu, titled Charlie's Perfect Math Class, alongside a parody video of the same name.
What? I've never seen that.
This is so good, what?
This is so good. This is a masterpiece.
In May of 2015 with its music video, and it became a hit instantly. This is where the origin of Touhou characters, most namely Cyrno being called Funky, comes from. Fast forward into the next decade, where TikTok becomes a global sensation, where the song has a resurgence in popularity. This song becomes a dance trend in 2022 that consists of this dance. This trend eventually grew so popular that many celebrities, people who made the song, and even Zune himself joined in on the trend. Well, that's the end of the video. And let me know what topics you want me to talk about next. I'll part 2. Anyways, thanks for watching.
Beautiful. That was a good video. I like that. Wow. If you like this video, you should come hang out with me on Twitch and watch it live every day but Monday. Up there, see that? Click that. Click that. That'll bring you there. Click it. I'll see you there. Thank you. Mwah. And if you didn't click it, I'll get you next time. Wow.